Go on, Red. In your pop.
Wrong flag on it, mate.
Wrong flag on it.
Willis steer.
Do you know what that is?
It says Willies.
Priorities.
Have we got
Right, so hello everybody, bonjour to you. Hope you're all safe, hope you are all well. You join myself, Sarah, the Langleys, Hayden and Ali, Uncle Red, everybody's favourite uncle of course, and Section 8 biker, Maynard ahead. You can't miss him, he's in the luminous jumpsuit. Looks like it's a hazmat suit actually. Today is day 2 of our tour in France. It's the first time any of us have been able to take the luggage off the bike, so that feels much nicer to be throwing the ZZR around without big boxes on the side. It looks so ugly, doesn't it, with the boxes on? Unfortunately, we haven't been able to get out of the waterproofs. The weather in France is being, I suppose, typically English. It's raining all the time. However, the temperature is quite warm, so I'm sort of in this mix between of wearing waterproofs, but not wearing a lot underneath, simply because it's just too hot. Absolutely too hot. Anyway, enough boring you about what my attire is. This isn't a fashion show. We are off to Longues Sur Mer, which I've probably butchered, but it's okay, because man don't speak French. And we're off to go look at some massive guns. Oh, big guns. Sarah has just told me that Maynard looks like a blow-up doll. And that's it now. I'm never going to be able to look at Maynard any other way other than a blow-up doll. Magazine ouvert à public. The shop is open to the public. That apparently is what that means. If we are incorrect, please do blame Sarah. I didn't say anything. Well, no matter where you go in Europe, there's always a cyclist to slow you down. You could go anywhere, probably even around the world, and the cyclists will be there, won't they? Look at them, vermin on wheels.
Longues Sur Mer is home to the German artillery battery that was constructed between late 1943 to early 1944. Its guns were positioned between the Omaha and Gold Beaches and perfectly located to oppose the landings of June 6, 1944. The battery boasted 4 150mm guns and one 120mm gun inside concrete bunkers built with walls and ceilings 2 meters thick. During D-Day, the battery fired 115 shells towards Allied forces, forcing some of their naval vessels to retreat in order to avoid being destroyed. However, after an intense shore bombardment by Allied forces, the guns at the battery were gradually silenced, and finally, on June 7th, 1944, British troops who landed at Gold Beach took the position and captured the survivors of the garrison. Today, the battery is one of the best preserved sites in the Normandy region of France. You can still see some of the original guns and walk inside the remaining bunkers. Being here, you get a strong sense of just how unpleasant those couple of days were for the German soldiers posted here. From the chunks of concrete missing from the front of some of the bunkers, and from the damaged shielding surrounding the guns after direct hits from Allied forces. During our visit, I was surprised by how visitors are allowed to just freely roam in and around the bunkers. And considering we didn't pay anything to get onto the site, I think it's perhaps one of the most immersive places I've visited from this time period. I want to express my gratitude to everyone involved in preserving this site so that visitors may come from far and wide to appreciate this site and learn all about the events that took place here during D-Day. I believe places like this are important to ensuring that the events of the Second World War are never forgotten, thus hopefully never to be repeated in the future. Finally, to the brave sailors and ground troops that went up against the German forces stationed at this battery and who fought with courage and haste to produce a swift and impressive victory, they have my eternal thanks and respect. Through their determination, they fought against and overcome powerful forces to protect the many rights and freedoms we have and enjoy today. Their sacrifice can never be forgotten, and their legacy must forever live on.
Alright, so that was, would you believe it or not, I believe Ohama Beach? Ohama Beach? Is that how you... it's close down there. These bunkers, as you might have seen in some of the boards with the information, these boards were actually only... They were sort of built, assembled and all that, and they actually only lasted a day and a bit of battle, and then they were destroyed, if you will. They were out of action. I think they could only fire about 6 rounds per minute, which at the time probably was quite impressive. From what I can work out and from what I've been told, they actually didn't hit a single target, which is absolutely crazy to think about it. But yes, this would have been where the Germans were posted up, where they were held up during the Second World War. Obviously, with Britain's coast being just over there, it would have been quite a good naval battle site, if you will. It would have been good entry for the British into France, and yeah, eventually that would have led to the defeat of the Germans during the Second World War. So a lot of history, a lot of rich history, and nice to see the site sort of untouched a little bit. They've had to do bits and bobs here, and you know what I mean. I love the fact they've put the memorials. Of course, not just for the British and the French soldiers, and of course the Americans, Canadians, all the people, but also for the German soldiers. It's a nice touch. Obviously, it's a moment of history that we never ever want to repeat ever again, and it's been a real privilege to visit it today. So yes, thank you again to my wonderful family for putting this all on. Hayden seems to have all of these sites saved in his memory bank. Very intellectual man, he knows quite a lot about it, as does Red, and of course Sarah with her GCSE in history or whatever it was that she told us about earlier. But I hope you enjoyed the clips. I'm going to wrap it up. Hopefully it hasn't been too long of a video for you all. The weather, as you can see, is back to being really poor again, so it's another ride back in the rain. But thank you again, of course, for watching. Remember, Instagram at TheRhythmicBiker. If you have been following, you'd have seen this trip day by day, little snippets here and there. TikTok at TheRhythmicBiker. I occasionally put something on there. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel, do so already. That would help me out a great deal. We are very close to 1,500 subscribers at the time of recording, so hopefully by the time I'm back and done all the editing for this, we'd actually cross that, but who knows. But whatever you do, make sure you comment, because that's what I do this for. I love to hear from you guys. And yeah, here's to the rest of the trip. I hope you enjoy the rest of the videos. But until then, cheers.